All right, that snow falling across Pennsylvania, our first significant snowfall of the season. For some of us, we have live team coverage. Seth Kaplan is in York County, but we begin with Sarah Wilson. She joins us live in Mechanicsburg, Cumberland County. Good afternoon to you, Sarah.
James, good afternoon to you. We'll bring in the woman of the hour right away, Fritzy Schreffler from PennDOT District 8. Fritzy, we're here in Mechanicsburg, exactly kind of what our meteorologist predicted for this storm. We've got about 2 inches here in this part of the state, and we have plows out all over around District 8, the Midstate. What does that look like right now?
Right now we have about 300 plows out, plus some rentals that are down in York County. Our crews have been out since midnight. They will continue throughout the duration of this. And, you know, we're supposed to get a little bit more later today, possibly. And then they will be back in at midnight to start all over again because we're expecting blowing and drifting.
I know one of the things that we've talked about is staffing for PennDOT. How is that looking here?
For a storm like this, we're really in pretty decent shape. I mean, we are, of course, like any other employer, looking for people, looking for winter help. But unless we get a blizzard, I think we'll be okay.
Sounds like it,
yeah.
Absolutely. And what should people know? And I know we talk about this every year, but it's so important to reiterate. If they see a plow on the highway, what should they be doing?
Well, don't pass us. I mean, that sounds very simple, but when you think about it, the conditions in front are not better than the conditions behind. They're there for a reason. If you're trying to pass them, they're blowing snow all over the place because they're pushing it out of the way, and that's actually a pretty dangerous situation.
And we just heard meteorologist Dan Tomaso mention that as of tomorrow, there's probably going to be snow blowing around because of the wind that we're going to see. Quickly, our crew's going to be out tomorrow?
Crews will be out tomorrow. We have 2 shifts called for tomorrow, and we want to make sure people understand we may come through, plow off an area, and because of the wind, they may be right back at it again.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Fritzy. And we were talking about earlier before, there are some speed restrictions in place in the Midstate area. We have a list of those on our website, abc27.com. But for now, James, I'll send it back to you.
And I was just going to ask you about those speed limit restrictions. Sarah, do we have any idea if they're going to be lifted anytime soon?
Fritzy, actually, I'll bring you back in for this really briefly, if that's okay. Speed limit restrictions, any idea when those could be lifted?
Right now, they are still in place because, as you can see, there is still snow on the ground. We have not been given any idea. Maybe this afternoon when there's kind of a lull in the storm, but I would expect by midnight we'll be back at it.
Regardless, take it slow. All right, awesome. Thank you again, Fritzy. James, back to you.
All right, Sarah, thank you very much. Good information. Really appreciate it. Let's head a little further south now. Seth Kaplan is checking things out in York County. Good afternoon to you, Seth.
Good afternoon, James. Yeah, we are at the Mount Rose exit off Interstate 83. To be a little more precise for people who know it, there's this big shopping center kind of above I-83 here, just on the east side of the highway, just south of the exit. And as you can see, a light snow still falling. I came down here from Harrisburg, and I can tell you that, you know, if you're in that part of the viewing area, a little more snow here. I'd say probably a couple inches here, and the snow's still falling, whereas when I left Harrisburg, probably closer to 1 inch, and the snow had stopped falling. To show you a little bit of video coming over here, videographer Zach Lang took this video. The road's clear, as you heard Fritzy talking about there with Sarah. The crews have been out on those primary roadways, doing a good job keeping it clear. I saw no issues coming down here. The shopping center where we're standing has snow plows plowing everything, as you would imagine. You might hear that snow blower in the background. They're doing their job too. And generally things rather smooth. Back out live, I could tell you, speaking with Ted Check over at York County Emergency Management, there's a rear-end collision in West Manchester Township. There is a tractor trailer that hit a snowplow in Spring-It's-Berry Township, but no serious injuries there, and a couple of other accidents. We have heard of one in Dover. In Fairview Township, there were some wires down, folks reporting localized power outages there. That would be in Med-Ed's service area. Those kinds of reports that you would expect when you have weather like this, but thankfully, James, nothing extraordinary, and for the most part, people seem to be heeding the advice of people like Fritzy and others, asking them to stay inside so that the crews can be out and do their jobs. We really just didn't run into very much traffic out here.
I was going to mention that behind you. It looks pretty quiet out there, and so it looks like the people are paying attention and staying off the roads and, of course, being safe out there. Seth Kaplan live for us in York County. We really appreciate that report from you.